All right, here we have Sanctuary Hall, U.S. Capitol, Washington, D.C. Now this was an old postcard. Look at this. Super old. You can tell, by the ink that they used to make this postcard. Definitely not like it would be today. And we flip it over in the back. We see 1925. Now it's a 2-cent stamp, but it's stamped with a 5. So I'm not sure why that would be. Look at the 5 that's on there, but it's really a 2-cent stamp. So if any of you know anything about this, go ahead, leave it in a comment and educate the rest of us. Started with a 2-cent stamp and then stamped with a 5. And back in 1925, did not cost no 5 cents to mail a postcard. No, I don't believe so. So that has a significant reason. Okay, but that's an old one. Oh, here's the writing if you want to pause the video and see what it says. Okay. Look at the picture. What a beautiful picture. 1925. Alright, and we have a few other Washington ones. Just a simple one there. And another simple one. Picture from Weber on this one. Alright, now we'll take you to Tennessee. It's a beautiful Tennessee. Look at all that. It's got a lot to show you. Everything of Tennessee. They put all pictures to give you a good variety of what they have to offer. At least back in the day. Alright, and we have the rock. Davy Crockett. On this spot, Davy Crockett was born August 17th, 1786, I believe. Look at that, right on this spot. Okay, so he was born out in the woods. There you go. How do you like that? Now that makes for a good conversation piece, huh? To actually have a postcard like that. Leaves a lot to the imagination. Okay, here's another Tennessee postcard. Look at that. Just made with the logs. And we have another one here. Davy Crockett's Cabin, Rutherford, Tennessee. Ah, it's his cabin. I wonder if it's still there for people to go view. If anybody knows, leave it in a comment. Let us know. I mean, the idea of a lot of these old postcards is for people to see and draw an interest. And if they travel, it's something they want to see. All right. You a Sam Davis home and premises near Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. There's the postcard. Okay, well, a few interesting ones. I think the one that might be more interesting to collectors will be this Washington one. Because of the stamp in the back and everything, but also because of all these statues and everything. Very beautiful postcard. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll travel all over the place visiting old postcards. Share them with others now, okay? Bye-bye. Okay, today we're visiting Valencia Postcards. These are all postcards and they're unused. So let me take you through all of them. Okay, first we have this one here. Nice architectural. Isn't that beautiful, huh? You can look right in, see the village. Or a castle. Okay, and this one here. They're in the muddy waters picking the field. Look at that. Delicatessens with rice and peas and crayfish. Look at that. And that made a nice postcard. Very nice. Alright, these two are one postcard together. A happy couple. Look how elegant that horse is. I think this might have been a wedding picture. Here they are after. But these two pictures are together on one postcard. Okay, and here's another postcard, just to give you a view of the architectural buildings there. Beautiful. This is Valencia. Okay, here you get to see the beauty of a church. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. I will take you to the second layer here. This one's a big one. This is in two pieces, one on top of the other. So here's the first picture on the top of the postcard, Show you the outside. And then this must be to give you the inside view. And they're together in one postcard. Here's the next postcard. These are kind of long. Here's the next one. Look at that. All the gold and the clothes and the crowns, everything. Very rich. Oh, look at this. Get to see how beautiful the chandelier is, which is really nice. I mean, there's the floor and the walls. But look how beautiful the chandelier is. But the nice part is, look at the ceiling. I love going somewhere that has a nice design ceiling. So beautiful. You find it in the old theaters and everything. Painted design, ceiling. And here we are with this one here. Just talking to the people. And this one here, it's the inside of a church. Kind of dark in color, but that's the way the postcard is, as you can see, the whole postcard. Look at the architectural part of all this. A lot of work into building this. All the details. Beautiful. Look at that. Beauty of it all. Now when you see buildings made, they're just not like this. The architects of our history. Okay, and then the one we showed you at the very beginning. They just let all the doves go. The outside of a church. Look at all the design. The carving of the wood for that. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, and then we have this next one here. Starting at the bottom with all the pearls. And look at that crown. Whew. I don't know, that of course must be a royal design here. Look at all the details of this crown. Quite the postcard, isn't it? Okay. And here's another one of the doves all flying. Just come out of church. They're all around. Beautiful birds. And that's a postcard. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more as we travel around the world in the old postcards. And these postcards were all unused. Alright. Bye-bye. Okay, today we're going to show you some Vermont and Virginia old postcards. Look at that. that's just going for a walk. Now that made a good postcard. Alright, let's start by this one here. Okay. This is St. Joseph Church, and this is in Vermont. Okay, and on the back, we see this is 1913 with a 1-cent stamp. And you see the flag has only 13 stars in it, stamped by the post office for 1913. So that's how old that church is. Okay, here we have a beautiful St. Almonds Bay. This is up by the mill in Vermont. This was built in the early 1800s, it says on the postcard. Look at that. It's a nice postcard. And on the back, let's see. 1936, I believe. It's a 2-cent stamp. I think that's 1936. Alright. So that made for a nice postcard. Here we have another beautiful postcard. Look at that. All the greenery growing along the side of it. This is Star Hall at the college. You can see the other building doesn't have all the greenery on it and stuff like this one. Look at that. Beautiful. And of course it's made kind of different. It has a different feel to the cardboard. And this one has a 1-cent stamp. And not really sure the year on this. I think 1945, I believe. Oh, they're awful hard to grab. Alright. Beautiful building. Okay, and this is just downtown. You get to see the cars here. This one's a little more modern because in the back it has the Walt Disney stamp right there. So that takes us a little more modern. I'm sure it didn't cost no 16 cents. What have we for date? 73. No, maybe it has. Alright, vehicles are a little more modern. Now the ones here from Virginia do not have any stamps or anything. These ones are unused. Okay, this is the famous carillon of 66 bells. The War Memorial, Richmond, Virginia. Beautiful top. Look at that. The architect of that. Beautifully designed. Beautiful postcard. Okay, and here we have another one here. Alexandria, Virginia. Washington's home church. Built in 1773. Wow. Alright. Well, that made for a nice postcard. Of course, the one we brought you at the very beginning. And just taking a stroll down the road. It's a beautiful Sunday, right? We'll pretend like it was Sunday. Going to visit the neighbors. Oh, look at this beautiful gate. Very nice postcard. Okay, and this here is the Washington Library. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these all to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and go ahead and share these beautiful postcards with others who enjoy looking at the old stuff from way back when. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, this is part 2 of Valencia. And let me show you all these postcards. Look at this nice water fountain, isn't it? Get in there and see it all. And at the same time, you can see the beautiful architectural building in the background. But what a beautiful postcard. Nice waterfall. Water fountain, not waterfall. Alright, and we have this next one here. Of course, it's got the emblem there. But this one has a whole bunch of pictures on this postcard so that you can get a good feel of the land, the people, how they dress. Okay, this next one, wow, look at this. Beautiful. What the postcard, huh? Look at that. Beautiful postcard. Wow. The architectural part of the building is so detailed. Very nice. Okay, and this one's a simple one, picking oranges. A young lady. But even look at her dress. How it's all designed. Details of it all. Look at that. Lovely. Of course, that's got that little emblem on it too. If you know anything about these emblems, go ahead and leave it in a comment, just so everybody knows. And here we are with another building and a postcard. Alright, look at this postcard. Get to look down. Nice upper view of the whole valley. Thanks for a beautiful postcard. Get to see a lot. Alright, here we are with this one. They're all like, the seats are all in stone. Carved right out. Isn't that something? Instead of having benches that need to repair all the time. Alright. And here we have this postcard. Look how the roof is. Very different, isn't it? Okay, then we have this one here. Again, another beautiful roof to look at. Look at the design of that. Very different. Very nice. Alright. This one kind of looks like rows of, like a garden. Be it flower garden or whatever. It's a beautiful straight rows in there. Made for a beautiful postcard. And here we have the church. A lot of churches made it in postcards all over the place. There are a lot of architectural designs in the church. Look at that. That's just beautiful. To be able to have all that. Wow. Just think of the work for each one. How many hours in order to do that. So when you look at a postcard, go ahead and look at the details, especially the old ones. Look at the complete details. Okay, here's a postcard of the family feast. And this one's a postcard of the gathering. If you notice, they have the emblem. Royal. Different emblems on different postcards. Very nice. Look how they're all dressed. So cute. Very expensive clothes. Okay, and here's some more of the building up close. Made for a nice postcard. Look how the roof is made. It's almost like clapboards and then put the hay to it. Looks that way, don't it? Especially here where you can kind of zoom right in and see. Very different. Okay. Here's a more modern look. Once you get into the city, out of the country, look at that. Nice water fountain. Alright, and then you have this one here. All the in-town apartment buildings, or business buildings, little of both. All right. So this is part 2 of Valencia postcards. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing them to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share these beautiful postcards with others who might enjoy just looking, just to check out all the architectural structures and how the way of the land is. All right, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting Canada in old postage cards. Nice postal cards, all from Canada. Let's start with this one here. This is a nice used one. Heated bathing pool in Toronto. Look at that. That's an old postcards. Look at this one. Victoria, BC, Canada. You can pretty well tell the age and the year or the era of this just by looking at how he's dressed. Look at that. Back in the early 1900s. Just like you could on this one here when you looked at the bathing suits and how they were. You could tell. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful postcard? Some really nice old ones. Okay, and here's another beautiful postcard. Isn't that nice? I believe this one here has an old stamp on it. Oh, this one's got a 6-cent stamp. Canadian 6-cent stamp. So I'm not quite sure what year that may have been. Well, we know it was the 17th. So this one's not quite as old because it's a 6-cent stamp. Look at this one. Now that's a beauty, isn't it? Okay, this one's a school in New Brunswick. Now this one here, I believe, you get to see the year, 1909. And a 1-cent stamp. But this postcard is 1909. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, now look at this one. Beautiful architectural building. Really nice. This one also has a stamp, and I believe that's also 1909 with a 1-cent stamp. A New Brunswick stamp. Alright. And then we have Expo 67. Now this one, of course, is in 67. And this one has a 4-cent stamp. Nice, isn't it? Okay, so some beautiful architectural buildings here to view in old Canadian postcards. Now we have some super old ones that are the black and white ones. Now you can tell the age by looking at some of these vehicles here on the side of the road. So that gives you the age. And this is just a postcard of town. Water Street, St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada. And that's the postcard. Here's another one of the black and white postcards. It's Memorial Hospital, St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada. Another one of the black and whites, again. Memorial Hospital, just, oh, the same picture really. Huh, there was two of those. But you can tell by the vehicle and stuff. Pretty much the age of the postcards. Oh, look at this one. It's got a little corner missing here. Soldiers Barracks from Queen Sheet in New Brunswick. Alright. Made a postcard out of that. Isn't it nice to look through old pictures? I mean, postcards, old postcards, like looking through old pictures. Alright. Look at this one. Wilmot Park. Ah, in New Brunswick. So that's a park. Then we have a Quebec card. So these are some nice, beautiful vintage postcards. Oh, look at this. That's a nice one. Queen Street, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Nice. And right here, Methodist Church, Woodstock, New Brunswick. Wow, looks like a church we have right in Farmington. Sits right on the corner and looks like that. Okay, and here we have another beautiful church. New Brunswick, Canada. I'll let you take a close look at the architect of this building. Look at this. Real old one. Beautiful postcard. Okay, now these three were specially wrapped in their own little folder. It's from Quebec. Look at that. And you got this one, also from Quebec. Look how beautiful that building is. Oh, so beautiful. Very nice. And this one here. Also from Quebec. An overview of the land. That's beautiful to see like that. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing you these beautiful postcards. Love them. Very beautiful. I really like this one. Okay, stay tuned for more, and we'll travel around looking at other old vintage postcards. Be sure to share them with others who may enjoy watching some of these. Alright, bye-bye now. Today we're visiting Pennsylvania in some of the old postcards. Okay, so first we have right here a nice light decorated with flowers. So a street light decorated with flowers made a postcard. Beautiful. It's nice to design them like that. Okay, then we pretty much got the postcard, Bucks Country, Pennsylvania. Kind of just to show you everything there. Special areas. Then this one here is the cupboard and hag room at the Betsy Ross home. Oh, isn't that something? There's a china cabinet with some of her china and a book. Look at that. In the Betsy Ross house. And that made a beautiful postcard. There you go. Okay, then we have a postcard of the University of Pennsylvania. There you go. And look at this one. All made out of rocks, stones. Nice postcard. Maybe it was part of a mill at one time. And they kind of wired it and made a lookout area on top. And here we have another one. And I'm sure this is all part of history. Beautiful. Nice to go see it for real, huh? This looks like it might have been part of an old fort. Okay, and here we have a postcard of the 13-star flag at the Betsy Ross house. Okay. So she put a flag on the bench here, or the seat, whatever you want to call it. The 13 stars. And that became a postcard. Okay, and here we have Pennsylvania. A postcard. Now looking at postcards, like looking at old pictures, you know. Here we go. Nice country view, isn't it? Beautiful. And here we have another Pennsylvania postcard. Kind of cute. It's got all the waterfall and the monuments, the stadium, of course the 13-star flag that's at the Betsy Ross house. There you go. And that made a postcard. And we get this one here. And that made a postcard too. You can see how people are dressed. Ooh, look at this beautiful dish. And that made a postcard. Wow, that is beautiful. Nicely designed. And look at the details of all that. I want to see more inside. Beautiful. Nice. And that made a postcard. Okay, this one all lit at nighttime. Made a beautiful postcard. Okay. There you have another nice postcard. Look at the colors of this one. A water fountain with different layers of colors. And that made a postcard. And then there we are, just 3 young ladies. And I show you how they were dressed back then, out in the country. A couple of old barns here. They made a nice postcard. Okay, and then just a plain Pennsylvania one with all the pictures in it. And then another with a spotted deer, a little fawn. What a beautiful postcard. Just nibbling. Beautiful. Nice to be able to capture that in real life. Alright. And this one here. Horse and wagon. Now that made for a nice postcard. Very nice. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll travel around finding some more postcards and bringing them right to you. So stay tuned and share these with everyone you know, alright? It's nice to look at all the old postcards. Alright, bye-bye. Okay, here we are bringing you part 2 of the Pennsylvania postcards. And we have a nice one here. And we get into a few bridges. It's always nice to see them. Really super long. That one must have been just to get to one side of the property and the other. You know, because when you have farmland, you always have to have some water. That's a nice spot. That's a beautiful postcard. Nice country view. Okay, then over here we have a college. Have the park there, and look at the beautiful buildings. Really nice and big. Nice buildings. And there's one here made for a nice postcard. Even got the flag out there. Kind of looks like the slabs of boards, huh? A nice little fort. Now this one here was probably part of a fort and everything, because that kind of looks like an area that there might have been a cannon installed right there in the ground. Looks that way. Oh, look at this house. Very pretty. Wow, look at this barn. Now that's a fancy barn. Okay, you can see the little building on the side here. Kind of a work area. And the barn. Almost looks like it's probably a horse farm. Looks nice. Okay, and here we are. Isn't that funny? Look at that, that all looks like it's rocks. Made them all stand right up and everything to protect the flower garden. And that made a postcard. Yeah. Postcard of a whole family there. And we have an overview postcard. Just looking down in the valley. And there's this postcard here. Ah, fireworks display. Oh, fire mark display. Okay, fire mark display at the Betsy Ross house. All right. Wow, we have quite a few postcards from her. From the house. All right, you get to see all of them nice and close. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. That's a lovely postcard. Look at the flowers on real gardens. Look at the flowers. Beautiful. Look at that. They look like they're in the water and everything. Beautiful postcard. You love flowers. That's a nice one. Okay, here's another overview postcard. Pretty much flat land, huh? Okay, and here we have a religious one. Very nice to put that in a flower garden. makes it special. Okay, then we have just a Pennsylvania one. All these little pictures, many that you've already seen in regular postcards. And pictures within the letters too. Wow, that's neat. All right. Look at that. Oh, beautiful stone. That is nice. I like that one. Look at that. You have to see the little house there. Look at that. Beautiful. Very nice. We have this one here. This one's a pretty big card. All right. And here we have how to crossing the bridge here, the horse and buggy. I always like these kind of postcards. Remind you so much of history and how things used to be. Simple way of life. Okay. This one here. Very different. Okay. There you go. All getting on the train. All at the train station there. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing you these postcards. Go ahead and share them with others who just enjoy looking at old postcards. It's like looking at a photo album from the past. They're really nice to see. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting Massachusetts in old postcards. I mean, some of these are from the beginning of the 1900s here. So let me show you them. And this collection here, this part one, all have stamps on the back of them and stamped by the post office, so we'll be able to look at the pictures and see the year of this postcard. So very interesting to see. All right, look at this building, a beautiful architect. This is the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, Massachusetts. Look at that. Beautiful architectural building, isn't it? Alright, now we'll show you in back. $19.09 with a 1-cent stamp. Alright. So that's this beautiful postcard. Now the next one here. Again, another view of that museum of fine arts. And this one is, I think it's 1911. Look at that postage stamp. Again, 1 cent. Alright, here's the next postcard. This is the beach. Very nice. Beautiful porch, huh? For everyone in the motel to just go around, sit down, enjoy the breeze of the ocean. It's just beautiful. Alright, and let's see what we have. Oh, this one was a little harder to see. Looks like 1920 something. Again, a 1 cent stamp. And this next one here. Washington Elm, Cambridge, Mass. Wow. A little fenced-in area with a tree to divide the road. Well, that's not how things are done now, huh? So you pretty much know that one's an old one. Let's see how old that one is. 1922. Okay. Again with the 1 cent stamp. Very nice. Definitely different than what we do it today. Okay, and this one, oh, look at the cars. Look at that. So cute. Alright, look at that. Postage stamp. Postcard. Nice. Okay, let's flip her over and see. 1922. The 1 cent stamp. It's nice not only to see it, but to also get the year of the postcard. I mean, that's cool. Okay, and the last one in this row right here. You can see just a little bay right there. Just made themselves a little restaurant here on the dock. Put an American flag on there. Swan Boats and Public Garden, Boston, Mass. Alright. Let's see what we have for year here. 1923. 1 cent stamp. 1923. Those are the days where, you know, you just put for an address the person's name, what state they lived in. Wasn't so detailed back then as we have now, street numbers and house numbers and all this good stuff. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Put a couple of big swan things there. Alright. Now let's look at some more here. Here's the next row. Oh, it just looks like a big church, I guess. No, it's a public library. Okay, public library in Mass. Let's see what we have. 1922. Look at that. 1 cent. Wow. Okay. Public library. Ooh, now look at this one. This is nice. Classical High School, Lynn, Mass. Wow. Now that's a nice postcard. All right, and look, you can see the kids there. See how they're dressed. Going to school. Very nice. Now let's see the year of this one. Okay, well, oh, 1922. You see it right there. 1 cent stamp. 1922. Alright. It's funny to see how the people are. You can, with the camera, you can just zoom right in and see closer. Bring it right up to you. Just like on that other one right here. And zoom right in and see that. How people are dressed. Alright, now let's go to this one here. This is the next postcard from Mass. Boston, Mass. And let's see what we got for a year on that one. 1923. Again, a 1 cent stamp. A little hard to pick up sometimes. Okay. And we got here the loading dock. Shipping Corporation. Quincy, Mass. Nice. Let's see what year this postcard. 1941. Still a 1 cent stamp. Alright. Well, that's a nice postcard. Alright, and here we have Rose Blossom Time, Cape Cod. Very nice postcard. Fenced in area filled with flowers. Like that. And we have 1956, 2 cent stamp. Ooh, price went up. Price went up. Alright. Card's really made different though. Got a different feel to it, different look to it. Okay. And here we have this one here. Wow, look at that. See them right on the canoe? It's a little family going for a nice little ride. Nice boat ride, canoe ride. There you go. Trenton, Mass. And that one, let's see, 1954. With a 2 cent stamp. Alright. Very good. So nice to see that. Okay, and again I got that windmill a little bit closer on this postcard. Now we're moving up so you can just sit on the bench, watch the water and the sky, and just relax. Take a break. Ah, now we're getting into 3 cents in 1962. 3-cent stamp. Liberty stamp, 3 cents. Alright, that's a nice one. And here we have a building. Almost looks like it must be a college. Oops. Another 3-cent stamp. And 1960. University. There you go. The 3 cents. Liberty stamp. There you go. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more old postcards. Bye-bye now. Okay, this is part 2 of the old postcards from Massachusetts. Look how they're dressed. Now these cards are the unused cards. Part 1 had stamps and the dates and everything, and these do not. But just from the way these kids are dressed, you can pretty much figure out the era of when this postcard was made. Carrying their lunches, and girls all went to school with dresses on. Boys with their hats. Nicely dressed. Alright, so let me take you through all of them. Okay, first we have this one. It's kind of like, looks like it's just black and white. Like someone just done a drawing and then they made a postcard out of it. Probably an old schoolhouse. It says 1832. There you go. Right there. Tells ya. Built in 1832. Wow. Nice. Okay. And now this windmill seems to have gotten a lot of attention because we have different postcards of the same windmill. And here it is again. Huh. Maybe they're different, I don't know. A whole bunch of them. Yeah, they're different because the peak of this one here is pretty much the peak of this one. So maybe just when the screen is off it, turn the sails or whatever, then this one here has a different top. So it's a different one. Alright, so these windmills made good postcards. Okay, this one's just seagulls. Seagulls at sea. Okay, then we have a couple of horses here. Are they beautiful, huh? Nice. And this one is just a family walking the field. Made for a nice postcard. Look at that. And the changing of the leaves. You don't really see the family so good, can you? Alright. But it made for a nice postcard. Okay, then we have this one here. This is Harvard University. Approaching Harvard University. Okay, and they seem to have a postcard. The Legend of the Sand Dollar. So I'll zoom in on each part. You can just pause the video so you can read it. There you go. How do you like that? Postcard on the Legend of the Sand Dollar. Okay. Here we have a nice school on Nicholas Street. Our Lady of Grace Church and Parochial School. Very nice architectural buildings. Look at that. Can you imagine back then they used to do all this by hand? How many man hours and how many men it took to make this? That's just beautiful. Unreal. Very nice postcard. Okay, and here we have, look at the cars. The post office, right? Post office and Main Street. Falmouth, Mass. Look at that. Look at the cars. That's a postcard to have just because of the cars. Yes, we like the post office and everything, but it's the cars that tell the story in this one. Look at that. Very nice postcard. Okay, and this one here, started showing at the beginning, is the one I think is the oldest out of all these cards. Mainly because of, you know, I mean, it's just at the fountain. They're just walking around a curve that's in the road. But it's to see how they're dressed and everything. Really cool. It's a park, actually. Alright. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and share these beautiful postcards with others who might enjoy looking at historical postcards. All part of our history, how things used to be. It's always nice to see. Alright, bye-bye now.